So today I'll be teaching about the teaching practice I thought stood out the most to me, and that was active learning. And one of the quotes from one of the sources I used from his name, the author of the article's name was Gerald Hess. He said that students learn both actively and passively. I think that's a true statement because you learn obviously by getting more hands-on activities and from lectures. So what is active learning? It is an educational process where students become vigorously engaged in assimilating the natural, the natural being taught rather than absorbing it passively in a lecture format. And then I put a picture of a pyramid that kind of shows like how students learn or how much they remember about everything, the percentage wise anyway. But also active learning is a lot of work for teachers as well as the students because there's a lot of preparation for teachers to get active learning ready. So if they want to have their lesson planned out, if they want to do some kind of activity where they need different colored paper or different supplies that they wouldn't use on a daily basis, they have to get that all prepared and ready either the day before or come in early that morning and get everything ready so then they're not scrambling when the students are actually there. And adding visual aid increases how much the students will retain the information. With the active learning and visual aid, it's about 50% of how much the students will learn or actually retain from what you talked about. When in just a typical lecture, they learn about 25% or actually remember about 25% of what they learned about. And then different categories about active learning came from one of the sources I used from, his last name was Bonwell article, and it was individual activities, so being by yourself but doing hands-on activities, just figuring it out on your own. And then also paired activities, so you're with a partner, you put in two minds into one, and then you can get someone else's aspect into it. Informal small group activities, so every person can share their thoughts again, just with more people. And then the cooperative student projects, so they're all in a paired project and they're with other people, but they're doing each a different part of the project and then combining it all together. So they have different responsibilities. So then we have examples of it, talking and listening. So then you can talk to the teachers if you have questions. You can talk to your parents about what you had learned that day, so then you're reiterating what you learned. And it can also help you understand the topic a little bit better. If you have a question, then you shouldn't be afraid to do it. Writing and drawing, so if you make an image or if you're trying to teach the students how to count their numbers or add or whatever, things like that, you could have them draw circles and just say how many circles are on the piece of paper, and that may stick with them in their minds that when they think back at it, they'll say, oh, this Mrs. Petrey did this, or whatever. And then just reading examples, if they're old enough, them reading back and thinking, oh yeah, this is how I do it. And then reflecting, so after every lesson plan, teachers should have their students go back and either talk in small groups or raise their hands and say, so what did you guys learn, what was discussed, what did you get from the lesson taught today? And another one is brainstorming. So if you're asked to recall if you ask the students what they know about a subject and generating terms and ideas related to it, it helps create connections to things that they may already know about, and then it'll help stick in their mind a little bit better. Also doing like fun craft activities, involving the students in using their imaginations to creativity shows what they will learn or can help teach them something new to keep their interest going and make them more excited to come back the next day. Sharing notes or, talking, like I've already kind of said, talking to a partner about what you have learned that day, and that can really help stick with the student as well. So think, pair, share. This gives the students opportunity to think about and work with material presented before moving into new information. Also helps the instructor gauge on how well the students are understanding the topic or the information given. So, again, before going to the next lesson, to actually just take a moment, pause, and just say, okay, what did we just talk about? So they're understanding. And if they're not understanding, then you can go back. And